Hey guys, in this video I'm going to go through my endgame rogue build, which I do not believe I will change in the future unless I get really lucky with drops. So I will go through the skill tree, Paragon Tree, and also the gear. So without further ado, let's go through the skill tree. So what I'm using is Puncture, Advanced Puncher, Fundamental Puncher. And then for core skill, Twisting Blades maxed, and then Enhanced Twisting Blades. But instead of Advanced Twisting Blades, I'm using Improved Twisting Blades. And the reason why I do this is because when using improved twisting blades, when impaling the enemies with twisting blades, you daze the enemy, and this coincides very well with this shared misery legendary aspect, which spreads your daze onto other enemies on lucky hit. And this also coincides very well with the Umbro legendary aspect, which grants primary resource based on the amount of enemy you crowd control. So this has a very good synergy, and also it coincides very well with trick attacks, which when you daze the enemy, it knocks them down for 1.5 seconds. So for other skills, you can just mimic or copy the skills that I chose for my build. And for Frigid Finesse, I'm using this because I have Penitent Greaves. And Penitent Greaves allows you to chill the enemies, so this is very good with Frigid Finesse. If you do not have Penitent Greaves, then you can go for Innervation, which will grant you more energy, but I have my energy issue solved, so I went with Frigid Finesse. So these are the other skills in the skill tree, so you can just copy this build if you want. And for gear, you would want Temerity, Penitent Greaves, Combination as your uniques, so 3 of them, and that's basically all you need. For legendary aspects, you would want the armor one, the less damage taken from crowd control enemies. This is rogue specific, so it might be harder for you to find this aspect. It took me around I think 60 levels to find one, and I saved one, which is this one, for a GG chest piece. For gloves, you want Shared Misery, and then for rings, you want Umbro and the crit one. So this is rogue specific as well. It grants 9 crit at max stacks, so it's very good. And also for the amulet, it gives 50% more stats for your amulet, for your legendary aspect in your amulet. So you would want to put the trap vulnerable one to grant you a higher chance of applying vulnerable when enemies are trapped. For weapons, you would want attack speed from critical strikes on core skills. So this is very good. This is probably essential for your build because this grants insane amount of attack speed, which scales very well with your puncture and twisting blades. And of course, the Blade Dancer legendary aspect for your two-hander. And for specialization, you would want to use combo points. I know some people use Inner Sight for bosses, but I do not bother switching between combo points and Inner Sight for bosses because I kill them fast enough with combo points. For Paragon Tree, it gets a bit more complicated, so you can just mimic or copy my Paragon Tree based on what you see here. For glyphs, you would want Closer on your first one, Diminish on your second one, Combat on your third one, and Exploit on your fourth one. So if you do not have these 4 Paragon boards unlocked yet, or you do not have enough Paragon points yet, then you would want to prioritize Exploit in your very first starter glyph board. The reason why I say this is because this is broken. This applies vulnerable to your enemy for 3 seconds the first time that you attack them. So this allows you to not use Puncher that much and just go through the enemies using Twisting Blades, and your Twisting Blades procs from your Blade Dancer will apply vulnerable on hit, and this stacks very well with all the vulnerable damage mods that you have on your weapons and rings. So Exploit is essential and it should be a priority, and you can easily get the 25 strength bonus from this starter board. And then you would want to use Combat for your second glyph. This is because you would want critical strikes to refund your energy, the additional bonus. And I'm not sure if you could do this on this glyph board, but if you cannot, you can always level up the exploit and the combat one, either one of them, to level 15, and then use combat onto the starter board and use exploit onto the second board to gain the maximum to gain the second effect of both glyphs on your Paragon board. So this is it. This is just a quick guide on the rogue build. And for substats, you would want to prioritize maximum damage and armor for your helm and your chest, and then crit damage for your rings. Amulet, you would want energy cost reduction, cooldown reduction, and armor as well. For two-hander weapons and melee weapons, you would want vulnerable damage, critical strike damage, dexterity, and core skill damage. So that's about it. So I'll see you on the next one.